Hi, blogger buddies. I'm back. Took a little break there over the holidays, spent some time with my family, did a little bit of skiing, played a couple of live shows, and generally had a lot of fun. But I know it's time to get back to this blogging, so here I am with another installment. And I think this might be pretty much the last real instructional installment of the series I'm doing about the song Memphis. And this today we're going to tackle the solo. Now the solo is wonderful. Before I ever actually knew the name of the song, I always used to hear this solo, and it's just so memorable. It's so simple and so memorable, and it always stuck in my head. And actually, one of the things that motivated me a long time ago to go back and figure out, what song is that? I never, I only really learned the song recently, and it was that solo, because that solo was always in my head. And someplace I heard this song playing, and there's that solo. So I thought, yeah, long distance information. Okay, so that's what it was. Is this solo in the song Memphis, and basically the solo, it goes something like this. It goes. All right, so dead simple, and it's really effective. The thing I love about the solo is the simplicity and the effectiveness. So it's dead simple, and yet it does. There is some technique involved. So in earlier lesson we covered glissandos. This solo is basically glissandos of a chord, and the chord is a sixth. It's when you're figuring out a chord, what you do is most all chords are either a major or a minor triad. I talked about that before. A triad is the do, the mi, and the so. So do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, mi, so. That's a major triad. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. Do, mi, so. If we count, do is 1, re is 2, mi is 3, fa is 4, and so is 5. Do, re, mi, fa, sol. So that's the triad. Most chords are like that. And then we have what are called extensions. An extension is when you add a note that is not included in the triad. And in this song, the note that's not in the triad is the sixth. It's the next one up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la. So it's the la in the A scale. So because we have a limited number of fingers on our little guitar-y hands, the sixth actually sort of replaces the third. But we're not going to worry too much about that. That's just, here's the shape it is. So it's your ring finger on the 7th fret, 4th string, second finger on the 6th fret, 3rd string, and on the B and the E string, the 1 and the 2 string, you bar your finger across there, just like that. So you're actually playing 2 notes with that one finger. It's a wonderful finger, this index finger. I use it all the time. I pick my nose, I point at people, and I play bar chords with this finger right here. And I usually wipe it off after I pick my nose and before I play guitar. And I suggest you do the same, or else clean your strings a lot. So here we go. So that right there, it's the top 4 notes of an A bar chord, and we can be lazy and just play the top 4 notes, and then we add this 6th. I use my little finger. I use this one. I use all 4 fingers on my left hand when I'm playing the guitar. So I suggest you do that too. Take that little finger, just put it right up there on the 7th fret of the B string. Right there. Sound just like that. It's kind of a happy sounding chord. Kind of a sweet sounding chord. A6th. So, once you've made that shape, you've done nearly everything you need to do to make this solo. You just make that. And I have talked before about isolating strings with your right hand. So what we're going to do is we're going to just play 3 strings with our right hand. Middle 3 strings, so we're going from the D up to the B. These 3 strings. And I've talked before about glissandos. So we're going to glissando. We're going to glissando up. We'll call this the 5th fret, playing the A on the 5th fret because our index finger is on the 5th fret. And we're going to slide this thing on up to the 7th fret, which will make it a B. There we go. So after we play the 3 strings in the middle, we play the 2 strings on top. And to bring it up to tempo and rhythm, it's going to sound like this. Now, that's a simple thing, but don't beat yourself up too much if it takes you a while to get it that clean. You want to, as much as possible, play those 3 strings in the middle, just like I said, isolate them, and then for the little, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, the little accent on there on the top, you want to just hit those 2 top strings here, so it goes, oh, and then I finish the riff. It's 2 glissandos up, then 1 glissando down. Okay, so when we move it up here, we're moving on up to the 10th fret, and we're just glissandoing up to the 12th fret. Same thing. So I dropped my pick. I talked before about keeping a loose grip on your pick. That's what happens, and I don't see that as a bad thing. You do want to keep a loose grip on your pick. Sometimes I drop my pick. Happens all over the place, but we're good friends, and I'm relaxed when I'm with you, and that's why my fingers were extra relaxed, and I just dropped my pick. Anyway, here we go. That is how the solo in Memphis goes. And I'll just pop out my trusty metronome, otherwise known as my iPhone, and let's do it a little extra slow. You'll hear me In every lesson, it's like in South Park when Kenny dies. In every lesson, I'm going to tell you, practice things slow, practice them at a comfortable tempo. When you are totally so comfortable doing the song at a tempo, a slow tempo, to where it's just boring, you can't stand it anymore. It's perfect, and you want to move up a little bit, move your tempo up. That's when you do it. Never practice and feel like, you know, it's fast and hard and you can't do it. Always practice slow and then just bump the tempo up. Just always practice at a comfortable tempo, and you will be the cleanest, best player ever. Yeah, that's a nice, unbearably slow 112 BPM. All right. And that's the way the song goes. So you got the intro. Long distance information, give me Memphis, Tennessee. Connect me with the party that tried to get in touch with me. She could not leave a number, but I know who placed the call, 'cause my uncle took a message and she wrote it on the wall. So that's the Reader's Digest version of the song. Skip right into the solo there. It's a great song. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this lesson as much as I enjoyed doing it for you. And I'll see you next time.